All right, another year, another location, a new truck. Welcome back to Land Rover Trek. This is 2023, and we're in Texas. And now they have us running the 130 out there, so we'll see how this does on the trails, but it's nicely outfitted for it. The challenges are all different. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Let's get it done and dive into it.
Land Rover Trek. We're back at it for another go. This marks our third time competing in the media wave portion of the event. It's myself, my teammate for the past two events, Brian Dorr, and a newcomer to the group in Case Van Rees from TFL. This year, we're using a different vehicle with the arrival of the Defender 130, and the event takes place at an off-road park in Texas. So, new truck, new patch of land, but same old Trek. Our first challenge involved finding an item using a set of coordinates. Once we had that item, we then had to find our vehicle with another set of coordinates. We got a late jump on other groups as we had some trouble finding the item, but once we got it, we actually made it to the vehicles first. And then we set off to try and complete 10 available challenges. Our first priority was getting to the challenge farthest away to complete it before other teams did, since it was worth the most points. Our first challenge required us to remove a tire from the vehicle, fully deflate it, run it around a short course, get it back on the truck, fully inflate it, and have all of us belted in the vehicle to stop the clock. We could choose a bonus item to try and make the task easier, an electric pump, a breaker bar, or a piece of wood. We went with the breaker bar since the electric pump was very small and would have actually been slower to use than the bike pump we'd already been given. We knocked out the challenge and set out doing the same to the rest of them. One of the more painful challenges involved winching a barrel onto a tiny trailer. Once it was on the trailer, we couldn't touch it again, and then we had to do 4 laps of mildly bumpy course. If the barrel fell off, we'd have to start all the way over. We took it slow and had no issues, but it took up 40 minutes of our time. Another challenge involved the driver wearing fully blacked out glasses while the front passenger had to direct them through a course. Penalties would be assessed if you hit any of the poles or cones laid out. We barely touched one cone to receive our only penalty of the day. We had a blast with all the challenges and waited for our turn at our final challenge, but we only had about 25 minutes left before we had to get back at base camp. Still, we drove in confident we could get it done. For this one, you had to winch a log from one area to another by changing the direction of how you're pulling it in, and then you had to get it back to where it was. We got it done since Brian is really good at rigging up for winching challenges and made it back to base camp with time to spare. After that, it was a long ride back to the hotel in Austin where we had to wait until dinner to hear the scores. But as the title of this episode already gives it away, we won again, and we had a blast doing so. The 130 handled the course far better than I would have guessed, and we never even scraped the tail end of it on some of the rockier sections. It was comfortable and composed all day long, even if we were sweating the competition the entire time. But we pulled out the victory, and Land Rover said that when we get invited back for a 4th time, they're going to split up our team and make us team captains to see who really has the skills to win it. Case was a great addition to the team. Brian is the adventure king, and I'm just happy to keep winning. So stay tuned to see how that goes down sometime next year.